Well, so good to see everyone. I missed you guys from last week's call. We have an amazing guest today, Kristina Watts. I heard some incredible things about her, and she's always lighting up the leaderboard on the agency owner leaderboards, and just so great to have her here. And Frank's gonna be doing an awesome interview with her later on the call. But yeah, let's get started. I know it was yesterday, but happy Mother's Day to everyone. I wish you had a great time with your family. And yeah, so one of the things I wanted to go over today, just to start with, we want to have a one place where everybody can join and do the training, dials, and everything. So that is the sfgdojo.com. So this call, live coaching session, and Frank and Stefan has been pretty committed to doing this. And it's every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific and 12 p.m. Eastern. So if you have a chance to join, make sure you join because I mean they're absolutely crushing it. Okay, so you want to learn from the best, and I highly recommend you to be on it. And elite training with Sean Kim. So yeah, Thursday, it's about 30 minutes to 45 minutes. I do some training on IUL, some different products that are coming out, some underwriting, closing techniques. That's 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern. And it's sfgdojo.com. Same link. And this is what it looks like. So once you go to sfgdojo.com, click the Zoom link. And just so that when you're on a training or a call like this, the amazing thing will be for everybody to turn on their camera. I know there are some situations where you can't. I totally understand, but I would love to see more engagement and see your faces. So let's do that. And this is the weekly updated trainings and live dials that are going on. So as you can see, Kat, Frank, myself, Tanner, Ashton, Stefan, Andrew. Oh, Andrew's on it too. Jessica Jackson, Sherry Fox, Desi Wibo, Kanyan, and Drake. I really appreciate you guys stepping up to do this. And one thing that I'm gonna start to do is anybody who is you need to have some kind of a way of being a consistent producer to be on this, okay? And the reason why is because I want this to be a platform that people are learning. And if it's a brand new agent, then they're still learning, right? So I'd rather have more experienced agent who at least have done seasoned new agent to be the on this weekly training, okay? And agents who are on this to really help us do this, we're gonna put them on a wheel every week, and by the way, Amanda and I just purchased the wheel, so we're going to be spinning the wheel like Wheel of Fortune. And every week are going to give out $50 lead credit for people who sign up to do this. Okay, so next week we're going to do the first drawing. I appreciate everyone contributing to this weekly live dials. And weekend warrior contests. So this is something we're rolling out too. So anyone who submit at least one application during the weekend. So Saturday and Sunday, if you submit one app, you get one entry. If you write two apps or more, you get two entries. And we're gonna spin the wheel every Monday, and agent who win, we're gonna give a $50 lead credit. This is just to help more agents to get more lead credit and help towards your business. So those are the two contests that are going on. So we'd love to see more people actually participate in this and maximizing the lead journey. So I know there was a big change with the lead stream. I highly recommend you to go to HQ and do the lead stream training on your LMS. As you can see, our goal is to work on the bonus lead as you get started, since the cost of the lead is less, and then work your way up to the bonus leads, levels B to D. Call in A lead, external bonus lead, digital economy A leads, digital lighthouse lead, advanced mailing A leads, and advanced market leads. Some agents want to skip this. I understand you want to get there faster, but what we have seen is if you are pretty new to this business and you jump straight into the more expensive leads and you're not closing, then your profitability is not there and you might not make it in the next couple months. So when I started with the cheapest lead possible, which was 99 cents per lead or $1.50 a lead, $2 a lead. I just really worked on my skill sets and getting better and just learning the ropes. So this is the recommended lead journey with Symmetry agents. Okay. And this is the QR code for your mortgage protection bonus lead script and also the mortgage protection mail-in lead script. So if you use this QR code, you can go and download the script right away. And these are for the mortgage protection bonus leads rebuttals. So clients who give you objections, we have already rebuttals ready to go. And really, Stefan did an amazing job in the Tampa boot camp. If a client says something, you say, that's exactly why I'm calling, John or Mary, right? So you're going to learn some great rebuttals there. Role and purpose. So you can learn about how you do the role and purpose properly. So you set the expectations for the clients. Okay. And Quility lead reminders. Yeah, so all A standing lead orders are in Quility lead stream now, and all bonus leads are live in opt. Okay. And then agents need 6 apps before placing a standing lead order. And the reason why is because we want to make sure that leads are going to the agents who are actually learning and are properly trained so that those leads don't get wasted. And I'm telling you, as just a company too, Symmetry loses quite a lot of money on leads because they discount the price of the leads for our agents, especially on the starting level. So what happens is if we discount the leads and take a loss on the lead and the agents don't close the business, then it's a double loss. It's not good. What the Symmetry's banking is we give you the leads at a cheaper price, so you're profitable as an agent. But then on the back end, when you close business, the money will come back. Okay, so it's almost an investment to the agents, all right? And newer agents who are at the 80, 85, and 90% contract level, you have an exclusive access to MID to MIG lead, CIC to CIG lead to purchase and opt. And I talked to Alex Dowlin, who is the head of the lead department of Symmetry and Quility, and he said that 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. Pacific or 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern time is the best time because that's when they upload all the new leads. So you'll be able to get the leads right away. So that is the morning time that I'll highly recommend you to go in there if you're really wanting to buy leads, quality leads right away. Okay.
What time,
And
Sean?
also, it's 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. Pacific or 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern that time.
Yeah.
Okay. And A and bonus leads standing lead order are prioritized on total aggregate close ratio. So if an agent has a less than a 30% closing ratio, that is not really a profitable model. So then it will go to the other person that has a better closing ratio. Okay. And then reset referrals are now included in the calculation for agents. So if you have a FIF reset where people are wanting to do annuities, to do a rollover in IUL or other products, then that will still count towards your close ratio, which is incredible. And we recommend for you to get licensed in 3 to 5 states for all agents to increase the lead options. I know that if you're, let's just say you're in Florida, right, and you want to just work Florida, I understand why you're thinking that, but also at the same time, that limits you geographically. We have agents who have work in Massachusetts, agents who work in Nevada, Arizona. Spread it out a little bit, and you'll find out you get some really good clients in different states. Okay. And if you wanted to also, and this is another tip I learned from Alex, is that if you have like a standing lead order that you want to put in, and let's say you want to put in for 20, don't put 20 and then put 3 different states. Put 5 for each different states, and you're going to have a better chance of getting your standing lead order filled. That's what I learned from Alex. And also, you can go to lead heat maps to see where are some of the hottest leads are being generated, and that is through hq.quility.com under leads, lead resources, and leads heat map. Okay, everything is under your HQ website, and here's a QR code for that. And let's talk about Engage. I'm super fired up, right? This is about 90 days away. Um, and I've seen a lot of the agents' career change just by being participating into the Engage conference with Symmetry. It changed my life back in 2017 in North Carolina. And back then, there was only 200, 300 people in the room. Now we have 5, 6, 7, 8,000 people there. So you're going to see an incredible amount of breakout sessions, training from the top leaders, top trainers, and they're going to roll out some of the industry's first products, and you don't want to miss it. It's different from just hearing over the phone or just hearing about it on a text message versus you being there to experience it. So make sure you sign up for the tickets. And this is the breakdown of the schedule. So day one, you're going to check in. There's hub stages. Todd Spivey, when I was at the 130 retreat, they talked about this. They're gonna have some amazing fun activities going on the hub stage. Carriers, rising leaders, expo booths. So if you wanted to make some relationship and develop some relationship with the carrier reps, the vice presidents, they're gonna be all there shaking your hands. Just be in there because those connections really help you to boost your business. And owner code 30 lunch. So this is people who purchase the owner's code and bring 30 people there. You're going to be able to have a lunch with the founders. And Ripple Woman event. I heard some great things about it. Leaders reception. This is for the top leaders to get together. And then day two, this is the main stage. So you're going to have general sessions. We have guest speakers, top speakers around the world. It's morning and afternoon. And also Symmetry Social is at the Engage Hub, which is going to be in the Denver Hall. And day three, all day breakout sessions. This is by far one of my favorite parts of it. Most likely, myself and some of our leaders are going to be teaching this, and you can choose either leadership training, dialing, right, recruiting, setting up appointments, or closing deals. You're gonna able to choose from the best of the best. Okay, and also you can engage into actions with dial sessions, hands-on platform support. So these are the codes that you want to use. Don't pay the full price, use a discount code. If you're a part of the Landry Peterson or Crew Peterson agency, use the code Peterson1575 when you're on the sfgengage.com to buy the ticket. If you're in the Brenes Master Agency, you're going to use the Brenes1565 code. And if you're in the Kim agency base shop, you're going to use the Kim1565. And this gives you the price from $249 down to $199. Okay. And by the way, I wanted to share something before we go to the next one. We're going to be doing an award ceremony in Denver. Okay. So top producers, rising stars, people who have done $1 million and getting a award, $1 million award. We're going to present all that. So make sure you're there. If you're not there, you're not going to get a award. Okay. So just letting you know. 90-day engage planner. So corporate came out with this next 90 days, you want to really work hard to hit your goals so that by the time you go to conference, you already hit those big goals, right? And huge momentum towards the conference. And you'll be so fired up at the conference. By the time you come back out, your team's going to do double, triple, quadruple the business that you seen before the conference. Okay. So download that on the HQ, or you can just use that QR code. And by the way, the Denver conference is August 13th to the 15th. All right, let's quickly go over some of the leaderboards. So newly onboarded agents of the week. So in the Kim Agency base shop, we had Raheem Bey Sr., Director Tyson Ives. In the Stefan Brenes Agency, Kathy Spinuso, direct to Kristina Passinisi. And Kane Perkins in the Crew Peterson Agency was recruited by Marshall Hunt. And wow, Landry Peterson Agency, 6 onboarded agents. Diaja Van Osten, Angela Scott is direct to Nayeli Mayer. And we have Rachel Chan, April Wilson, and Bradley McRae direct to Ashton Hart. Wow, Nayeli and Ashton killing it. Wayne Arnold Sr. is direct to Landry Peterson himself. Wow. Welcome, everyone, and congratulations. And first-time writers, we had June Walker in the Landry Peterson Agency. Congratulations on your first app. That's the first step. And look forward to seeing you more on the leaderboard. And top agents of the day. So let's start with May 5th. We have Dilma Palmer. We have 1836 and myself, 1994. And then May 6th, we have Janae Walker, Joshua Headley, and Kerry Aguilar, and Stephen Brenes at number one with 1932. Congrats. And May 7th, we have Marina Humphrey, Caitlin Crawford, myself, and Bo Hirschfield, 3449. Great job. And May 8th, we have Christopher Trilla, Tanner Redding, Nora Fermento, Bo Hirschfield, and Stefan Brenes, 4,751. Absolutely killing it. And then May 9th, we have Kerry Aguilar, Bo Hirschfield, Ryan Hilliard, Stefan Brenes, and Mel K with $13,000 day. We call him the professor. Actually, Frank gave him that, but it fits him really well. And look at it. Like, I love seeing the leaders leading from the front. Look at Kerry, Bo, and Stefan. Love seeing the AOs lead from the front. Great job. And May 10th, we have Takeda Young, Christopher Trella, Henry Lamb, Nora Fermento, and Jessica Jackson, key leader, 4582. Congratulations. And then May 11th, we have Erica Smith and Charles Malone, 3835. That's awesome, Charles. Congratulations, Erica and Charles. And let's go over real quick by base shops. We have in the Crew Peterson agency, Tanner Redding, 2554 APV. And Kerry Aguilar agency, Kerry Aguilar, 2565, and Takeda Young, 34 APV. I wonder what policy that is. I want to know. 34 APV. And then Landry Peterson agency, 3101, with three unique writers, six apps, Bradley Aubrey, Janae Walker, and Christine Castillo. And the Kim agency base shop, myself, 4528, and Nora Fermento, 1612. Stefan Brenes agency, 9,451 with seven apps. Stefan Brenes, almost $10,000 a week. And Bo Hirschfield, 14,977, five unique writers, 11 apps. Bo Hirschfield, Caitlin Crawford, Marina Humphrey, Christopher Trella, and Joshua Headley. Great job, Bo. Team is crushing it. And Frank Brenes, base shop, leading from the front, 20,837 APV, six unique writers, 10 apps. Mel K, Ryan Hilliard, Jessica Jackson, Dilma Palma, Cynthia Wibo, Sherry Fox. Great job. And top 10 APV producers. So Dilma Palma, that's one of the coolest names I've seen. Brad Aubrey, Jessica Jackson, Tanner Redding, Kerry Aguilar, Ryan Hilliard, myself, Stefan Brenes, Bo Hirschfield, and Mel K, number one for the week. Congrats. And top app count. So we have Caitlin Crawford, Jessica Jackson, Tanner Redding, Mel K with two apps, Dilma Palma, Kerry Aguilar, myself with three apps, and Janae Walker with four apps, Bo Hirschfield with five apps, and Stefan Brenes with seven apps. And top 20 APV producers for the month. So we have Dilma Palma, Jericho Del Rosario, Brad Aubrey, Kerry Aguilar, Haley Taylor, Charles Malone, Marina Humphrey, Tanner Redding, Joanna Lopez, Christopher Trella. Top 10, myself, Kat Kuzik, Caitlin Crawford, Desi Wibo, Ryan Hilliard. Top 5, Nora Fermento, Jessica Jackson, Mel K, Stefan Brenes, and Bo Hirschfield. Love seeing you guys on the leaderboard. Congratulations. All right, and let me just introduce the host, Frank Brenes. He's an awesome leader, and he's great at interviewing people. And Frank actually invited Kristina Watts, so love to have you take this over, Frank.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, man. Very impressive, but I'm gonna spotlight you for everybody, all right, Christina, so get ready. Okay,
Okay.
where are you at? She disappeared. There she is. Hold on. Can everybody see her? All right, go put
Let's
the
see.
thumbs up there.
We
All
can
right.
see her.
Yes. I
Awesome.
am.
Love the pink. Love it.
Let me
You're
take
gonna
We're
make
care
me
of
all
that.
by myself, Frank? You're not even gonna like join me over here?
Hey, listen, I got to do my part right now to just all the accolades. So let me focus, Christina,
There you
because
go.
I can't
There
mess
you
this
go.
up. Sean Kim's like, I've heard of her. I've seen her all over the leaderboards. And I said, well, she's the most dynamic
House has freaking
leader,
blackout
leader that
curtains on the
we have
windows.
right now. Let's go ahead and mute that, please. Because
Yeah,
somebody,
I'll go ahead and mute
yeah,
everyone.
thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So, Christina, a little bit about you. Started studying with Jamie and Sarah Reinecke in 2020, and then you quit. This is according to you. Hired in January 2022 and quit again until October 2022. So you decided with the caps, you decided to go all in October 2022, and in 7 months you hit agency owner. So in 2023, your first full year, you did $1.1 million. My God, we're recording, right, Sean? This
Okay,
is
let me yeah, it is recording. Yep.
okay, good. And in 2024, 1.4 million. She's on a mission to build an agency that she calls Do Both. We both
Mhm.
are present in our family and our lives, and just huge things coming. Ladies and gentlemen, show your love for the Kristina Watts.
Woo.
All right, Christina. We got so much to cover, but first and foremost, I wanted you to talk to everybody that don't know who you are, which I find it unbelievable. But tell them a little bit about you. Tell them about you and how you got here.
Yeah. Well, hey, everybody. First of all, I absolutely hate sharing stats and numbers because I think impact and leadership here are about so much more than that. And numbers can be really, really misleading, right? So it is really great to meet you. My name is Kristina Watts. I am direct to Kelly Bush, Jim Larson, Jamie, Susie and Corey Neighbor, Sarah and Jared Reinecke, Jacob Hogue in the Marshall Wayland hierarchy. And I am pretty sure I have the longest line of 130s back to back to back of anyone in the company. I challenge you to show me a better lineup than that. I'm obviously biased, but it is my honor to be here. Honestly, I did not ever want to do life insurance. That's my story. That's why 2020, Jim came up to me, Jamie, and Sarah, and was like, guys, we're going to do this. And I was like, okay, maybe. And I started studying and I was like, Jim, this sucks. I'm out. Goodbye. And Jamie and Sarah went on. And if you don't know their name, then I really got to question what you're doing here if you do not recognize their names. They went on and Jim and I pieced out and we went together to a different company. And the funny thing is that that company exploded really fast in direct sales. It exploded really fast and easy come, easy go. It fell just as fast. So my first payday there after 6 weeks of work was $23,000 selling women's leggings and making reels on Instagram. And I was like, this is it. Like, mama is bringing home the bacon. I have hit the gold mine. We're going to ride this momentum to the top. I brought in my buddy, Jim Larson. He was selling women's leggings with me. It was a good time until the company just made bad decision after bad decision after bad decision that we can control. And in the world of network marketing, there's always the next hot company, the next hot fad, the next hot trend. Meanwhile, we see our friends, Jamie and Sarah, just slowly plugging away. It did not look sexy yet. I'm like, yeah, cool. You made 10,000. Yeah, not interested. Cool. Still not interested. Still not interested. Still not interested until our business tanked and theirs was just starting to ramp up. Um, you would buy leggings from Jim Larson. Listen, he sold a lot of leggings. It was awesome. He shared pictures of his wife in them, and it was amazing. Okay, he's not afraid. He'll sell a sports bra if it means creating opportunity. So, you know, I don't know why we're hung up on selling life insurance, which everyone needs. Jim Larson built a fortune selling sports bras. Okay, so he's
Right.
gonna love that I told everybody that story.
Yeah.
So, anyways, finally, we both kind of hit a breaking point in the same day in end of 2021. And I reached out to Jamie Susie and I was like, all right, girl, how much money are you making? She just had her first 20K month. And I was like, okay, can I do it? She's like, yeah, you can. You can do it bigger and faster than me, girl. And then she says, by the way, have you talked to Jim today? Because Jim and I were business partners in our other company. And I was like, I haven't. She said, you might want to talk to Jim. Because Jim Larson and I are the exact same human in every possible way, same blood type, same Enneagram type, same addiction to sugar-free Red Bull. If he's thinking it, I'm thinking it. It's a running joke if you know us that we are the same human, just the male and female version of each other. And she's like, you should talk to Jim. Unbeknownst to the other person, both of us have reached out to Jamie on the exact same day on the sly within 45 minutes of each other saying, we think we need to look at this insurance thing. And guys, I literally was like arms crossed, pissed off. This is not what I want to do. Like, this is not fun. This is not sexy. But I just kept seeing it. And it's like the parable of the man that's stranded on the roof and the flood has come. And he's like, no, God's going to save me. And he says no to the lifeboat and no to the helicopter and no to the Coast Guard and no to the raft. And then God's like, I tried to save you. I sent a helicopter and a raft and a lifeboat and I sent you everything. I tried. That was life insurance to me, where I was like, nope, that's not it. It was all along, but I came here arms crossed, not believing. I'd gotten so burned by that other company's HQ that I just was like, prove it to me that these founders are actually awesome, because I am waiting for them to be horrible, right? Like, I was like at my first leadership, I didn't even know what key leader meant when I hit it. They're like, oh, you hit team leader and key leader in the same month. I'm like, I don't even know what that means. I'm just moving my feet. And then I remember Sarah Reinecke took me around that leadership summit and I was in my AO run and she was like, tell them how many writers you have. And I'm like, 25.
What?
People were like, yeah, I didn't even know that was a big deal. Like, doesn't everyone have 25 writers through their AO run? Like, doesn't everyone just hit AO because you're issuing 45,000? Like, isn't, I was so clueless at the time, you guys. I'm like, isn't this just what happens? Like, don't you just hit AO and then go like 110, 115, 120? No, listen, that first year was psycho and that wasn't real. That was because I had spent 10 years nurturing and serving my network that I just had to raise my hand. So 2023 was a wild ride to 1.1 million, 120 contract, insane in 1 year. 2024, that was the refiner's fire, man. That was where I was like, oh, well, I'm just going to like walk in 2024 and I'm just going to like January, February, March hit 125 and April, May, June, I'll be 130 and I'll probably be equity partner by the end of the year. Like, isn't that just, no, spoiler alert. That's not what happened. That, in fact, did not happen. If anything, it was the opposite, where we plateaued hardcore. So you can look at those numbers again, the deception of people like, wow, but you went from 1.1 to 1.4. And I'm like, no, because our growth went from this to this. Like, it looks good, but it was not good, you guys. For me, for my standard, for what I wanted to build. And it was because I was in general half-assing everything. Because when it's easy, you don't have to grow. When it's easy, you don't have to face your demons. When it's easy, you don't have to get better. You just ride it, right? But 2024 ends up was the biggest blessing of all because I had to get really honest with myself. And December 2024 was our worst month since hitting AO. Like, I could have been fetal position, bawling, ending the year. It's all over. I'm never going to make it. I'm never going to do this. But it was the biggest blessing that could have ever happened to me. So what's happening in my agency right now in 2025 is absolutely insane. We had 35 writers in my base shop last week.
Wow.
35 writers, 9 new. I have 3 directs about to break out as AO at the exact same time. About 5 people who are going to wrap up team leader this month. It is massive, massive, massive growth and momentum. But I had to decide in December that I was here for good and that I actually had to look in the mirror and do the hard work that it takes to succeed here. So 2025, watch out. I'm on day right now 132 of 75 hard. I've committed to doing 75 hard until I hit 130.
Let's go. And you know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a deep breath and just unpack all that stuff.
Awesome, Kristina.
Wow. Wow. Let's unpack it. So December 2024, you were in the fetal position crying. And if you guys know Kristina, I didn't know she had that. Like, I didn't know. I thought she was super human, to be honest with you. So positive, completely always lifting others up. Um, and my brief stint with you was when we went to lunch together. That was dinner after the Alvarado event.
Yep.
And I got up there just telling people, hey guys, this is hard. Like, remember that, Christina? I'm like, this is hard. 90% of you aren't going to be here. She got up there and talked about horses, and she was so positive. And I'm like, man, I got a lot of work to do. And to say that you, December 2024, were in the fetal position, you just got to unpack that for us. And then,
Yeah.
just please
Yeah.
take time. Thank you.
So, so I have always been a very positive person. It's what I'm called to do. Like, I do not love producing. Don't tell anybody I said that, but I will produce. And listen, I can produce, but I'm a producer of people. That's what I'm called to do. I'm a producer of people. And I beat myself up for a long time trying to be, like everybody else. And it was my friend Shelly who spoke that over me. She's like, Kristina, you're a producer of people, own that. And I'm like, that's right, dang it. And the producer of people, guess what? That's who wins in this business, right? Those with the most writers wins. The producer of people wins. It's including yourself, you guys. So yeah, December, just our momentum was down. People weren't really running for goals. People were losing hope. People weren't super profitable. It was just a hard year. And yes, I'm always positive on the outside, but it's not always sunshine and rainbows, right? I really pride myself on the fact that if people are getting a version of me, they're always going to get the same version of me. And if it's a day I can't show up as that, then it's a day that I need to reschedule my calls and tell them that I'll come back to them later because I want people to always get the best of me. And I had an awesome walk with Marshall Wayland, which I'll tell you guys about in a little bit. But he had asked me like, well, why? Why about 2024? And I had to be honest. Well, Marshall, I get pretty great results half-assing things. My
Wow.
half-assing was 1.1 million in my first year.
Wow.
You don't have to grow when your half-assing gets decent results. But
Wow.
that's where we have to ask ourselves, do I want decent or do I want to win? Do I want to thrive? Do I want to make a mark? Do I want freedom? Do I want my agency to just barely be getting by? Or do we want to be slaying this game? Like so on fire that people can't help but come and do this with us. And in December, I just had to take a hard look in the mirror. And here's the truth. Every result you're getting, it is a reflection of you. This is a game of you versus you. We say it all the time. We are leadership development that sells life insurance. Like, raise your hand if you've heard that, right? What are you reading? Personal development, personal development. How many of you are actually taking that seriously? How many of you are taking your personal development as seriously as you're taking working your leads? As seriously as you're taking placing your recruiting ads? How many of you are really embodying it? Because I had to look in the mirror. I want to walk on January 1st. And if you want to change your life, here's my tip. Go on a 30-minute silent walk every day. Now, in this culture, okay, you're like 30 minutes where my agents can't reach me, 30 minutes. Like I could be doing coaching calls. I could be listening to a podcast. I could be listening to music. I could be catching up with someone. I could be on the phones. What if you go for a 30-minute silent walk once a day? Where you get really honest with yourself about what your struggles are, what you're excited about. I get an intentional prayer. And I learned the art of the silent walk in November. Guys, I can only do it for 10 minutes. I'm not even kidding. 10 minutes max. Because I was like jonesing on my phone. Like, what am I missing? What if somebody needs me? Like, no, you're fine. Take 30 minutes to yourself for the love of God. Please take 30 minutes to be with your thoughts and be with yourself. So January 1st, my 30-minute silent walk was almost an hour. And I went to war with God and with myself. What am I doing here? Why was I called here to not hit the top? I'm sick of the story of the girl that has a big impact and is really great on stage and changes people's lives, but my life is stuck. And I'm the girl who almost hit the top. 120, but not 130. Agency owner, but not agency director, not rad, not MVP. Like I'm so sick. Anyone relate to ever feeling like you're the person that's almost there? You found this thing, but you're almost free. That thing is still looming over your head. I was sick of the story of the almost and ready for the I did it story, right? So I went to war. And I battled that out on January 1st. What am I doing? What am I not doing? Who am I becoming? I immediately knew my word for this year was becoming. Becoming the version of me that God made me to be. Becoming the version of me that hit 130. I was stuck at 120 for a year because I was at a 120 developmental level. If you're stuck at your contract rate or your leadership rate, it's because you are stuck there. You got to move. Movement is movement. You can't get to 85. You got to look at you. You can't get to agency owner. You got to look at you. You're going backwards. You got to look at you. It's not what your agency's not doing. It's not what your leader's not doing. It's what you are not doing. So I had to get really honest with myself. And I'm sorry if that hurts from some feelings, but I had to be like, what do I need to sacrifice first to make room for the goodness of 2025? I had to sacrifice gossip and negativity big time, right? This business of leaderboards, of always seeing what other people are doing, it can create some toxicity. I had to disassociate from a lot of people. I had to look honest to goodness at who I was spending my most time with, and are they doing the right things? Are they people I want my business to look like? Are they stuck? Are they growing? I'd be real honest. Those are some of my friends. Sorry, not sorry. We probably don't talk anymore. I love you. I respect you. You go do your race. I'm not going to stay stuck in mine anymore. So I had to disassociate and I had to reassociate. I committed to 75 hard. If you don't know, does anyone here know what 75 hard is? Okay, I'll tell you, about half of my agency is doing it right now. Every one of my leaders that's breaking through barriers are doing it right now. I probably have 50 friends in Symmetry who've started it now. 75 hard is 75 days of no alcohol, no cheat meals, sticking to a diet, reading 10 pages a day, 2 workouts a day, taking a progress picture, and drinking a gallon of water. I'm on day 132. So since January 1st, I've drank 132 gallons of water. I've worked out 264 times. I've also held the standard of 10,000 steps a day. So I've walked almost 1.6 million steps since January. I've lost 125 pounds since I started in Symmetry. This is a game of you versus you. Not only that, but I had to get really honest about what I was actually reading. So since January 1st, these are the books I have read. And I had to get really honest with, was I actually devoted to my growth? I wasn't. I was not. This is what it feels like to be actually devoted to your growth. So it's no surprise to me that we're breaking income records, we're breaking recruiting records, we're breaking rider records, we're breaking leadership records. We went from last year, one time last year, we had 22 riders in the base in 1 week. One time, fluke thing. The last 4 weeks, we've had 28, 28, 35, 27. And the last 4 weeks, we have almost 20 new riders just in the last 4 weeks. This is just my agency. I'm a base shop, baby. It is no coincidence that to break through 2024, it was a journey of me versus me in 2025. And that is contagious to everyone around you.
Yeah, I want to, wow, there's so much there. Can everybody show some gratitude there, please? Like just put fire or something down on the comments because she is bringing it and she ain't getting paid for this. This is incredible. So Christina, you said you made a decision and the hardest part was those first 30 minutes of you actually being okay with silence.
Yep.
And you're a mom. You're an amazing mom, by the way. I know you. You're an amazing mom. You're an amazing person. And the noise of life, you basically had to tune it out. And that's when God gives you those ears to hear him. And I just
Yep.
want to take it there for a minute because I think when we're in that moment of solidarity where we're just one with him, whatever faith you are or whatever belief you are, but you're one with that, don't you find that you get the most inspiration in that
Yep.
moment? So
Yeah.
let's talk about that because it is very hard to open up a book. I got to read 10. And that's me, very goal oriented. Read 10, boom, boom. I read 10. Okay, I'm good. But what did I learn from that, right? What is
Oh,
right? So what is
I got
God?
something to say. that, Frank,
Shoot.
in 2024, I was checking the box, right? They say read 10 pages a day. Check, done.
Yep.
Was that changing my life? No.
It's going through the
Does
motions.
10 pages a day actually change your life? Be honest. Or are you checking the box of I read? Check. I'm a really fast reader. I can read 10 pages in about 6 minutes. Is 6 minutes of personal development really enough to change your life? And if you're a slow reader, maybe that's 15 to 20. Is 15 to 20 minutes a day really going to change your life with the noise of life? No. Hate to break it to you. Probably not. So I had to start tripling down on my reading. I went from 10 pages a day to most days I read at least 30. Right? Like you've got to actually become what you are reading. I also did something, Frank, this is my huge tip and trick. Anyone have a stack of books laying around that are your next books to read? Yeah. I had a stack on my desk staring me in the face. Oh, Frank, he's got a stack right there. Frank, put them on a freaking bookshelf. Get them out of your face. All it's doing is making you feel bad about what you haven't read. Okay? Put them on the bookshelf. I cleared it off where I could see it. And now that book only has the honor of going on my desk when it is finished.
Oh, it's good.
Because I want to look at this stack through my day and see a visible reminder of who I am becoming in 2025. I'm also reading the entire Bible in 2025. So on December 31st, the greatest book of all goes on the top.
That's it.
Okay. Who are you becoming in 2025? And are you actually letting these books change you? So I have this urgency now to my reading, this urgency to my growth, that I can't wait to finish that book, to put it on the top of my stack and see one more thing that represents who I'm becoming in 2025. This is not passive 10 pages a day. This is aggressive at war with the old version of me to hit the goals that I actually have in my life that are worth this level of effort and commitment.
I have a question, Frank. I have to ask Christina. I gotta ask
Yeah.
you. Sounds to me like you are literally living every day like it's your last day.
Yeah.
Is that a fair statement? You know, so we're just gonna go on and go all out. Imagine you had one more day, right?
Yeah.
Or it sound wow. You've been doing that for how many days would you say you've been doing that for?
132.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
incredible.
So most people's excuses why they can't do
Right.
75, I'm sorry, but I'm on a mission this year to prove that that's crap. That's you just choosing to hold yourself back. Oh, I can't do 75 hard. I've got a wedding. I've got to travel. Cool. I've
Yeah.
taken 4 trips. I've had 8 travel days. I actually had the debilitating stomach flu where I was in the bathroom on the toilet for 8 hours of that day, lost 4 pounds in one day. Guess who still drank a gallon of water and got 2 workouts in? Of
You did.
Love it.
course I did. Of course I did. I've got 3 kids, all athletes. We are absolutely insane over here. College visits, football games, baseball, like still getting it done.
So, Mom, listen.
You want to hear her story, Frank, her backstory, if people don't
Oh, I
know it.
know, but this is very important because it started with her making a
Of course.
decision, and everything around her just followed. And
Yeah.
that's what I call that's an inspirational type of leader and a person that does it. And so let's hear more about that we were talking about, that December, that silent time you had, and then what happened with your leaders? Were they curious? Like
Oh,
what
yeah.
happened?
They caught the fire. Literally, you guys, they were like, we've been waiting for this version of you all along. They know that this was in me. Most of them have followed me for years on social media or been in other businesses with me, right? And here's the cool thing. I was on about day 65 of my first 75 hard when I was in Puerto Rico at Marshall Whalen's house. And he was going for a walk. And I asked him if I could join him. The Marshall Whalen. I was scared out of my mind, you guys. And I'm like thinking, surely this old man's maybe walking for 10, 15 minutes. It's okay. I told him this to his face, right? And he's like, no, 10,000 steps. Because I'm like, how far are we walking, Marshall? 10,000 steps. Okay, let's go. That 90-minute walk, y'all, everything that has changed in my business has been centered around walking, right? I went on that silent walk January 1st, and I walk every single day, rain, snow, hail, it doesn't matter, right? Every day I'm walking. I went on that walk and I just dedicated this pursuit. I am so done accepting anything less than my very best. I'm so done of getting to the end of the year and not being the woman I know I'm supposed to be. I'm so done of living the same year over and over and over again. I'm so done. And then that walk with Marshall Whalen changed our business. That walk is a multi-million-dollar value walk that I went on with Marshall Whalen. He spoke over me there, Kristina, you're out of the field. He had me explain my whole business structure to him. I'm like, I got 45 people direct to me working and da, da, da. And he's like, you are a producer of leaders. You are no longer in sales. You're in the leadership business, right? And he spoke that over me. And I needed that permission to go all in on, he blew my mind on recruiting things. He's like, Kristina, you need to be talking 30 to 40 hours a week. He said, I want you to have go get yourself some throat coat because you're going to be talking all day. So I literally have a little thing of like these throat coat lozenges on my desk because Marshall told me to. But guess what? I am talking so much every day. I literally actually, this is not decoration. I actually need them now because I'm doing what he told me to do. Right? He said, how much is your agency spending on cold market recruiting? I couldn't give him a number. He said, inspect what you expect. Get it to 10,000 as fast as possible to reach your goals. In 30 days, we went from less than 2,000 to almost 9,000. So my leaders are on fire. It's no coincidence that those 3 people direct to me who are about to break out as AO, all 3 of them are doing 75 hard. All 3 of them have somewhere between 7 to 9 writers already this month, in the month of May.
So we can rob and duplicate that, right? Like Sean, can we Dojo, Mr. Kim, can we rob and duplicate that? I'm down. I'm down for
Yeah.
that. Christina, can I show your Instagram, please? Is it okay? Can we go there?
Yeah.
Okay, so but I'm gonna show some stuff, guys, that's really raw. And Christina, I want you to walk through this phase of your life here, which this one is the one you posted where you were on the beach and you were not the same person. You were not the same person, lady. And
Oh
can
my
you
God.
see
That was
this?
fun.
Okay, can you see this?
Um,
Yep.
Okay. And this is just not even now. I want to
No.
show you this is what I'm talking about. And
incredible.
as all that weight is being lost, her income is skyrocketing, her influence is
Yep.
skyrocketing, her ability to be there, present in the moment has skyrocketed. You can see it. Watch this, guys. And I'm a big fan of, you know that. I'm a huge fan of you. Look at this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what it looks like to live your life without excuses.
No excuses. Yep.
No excuses at
Yeah.
all.
Oh,
Oh
Yeah. The
God.
yeah.
message I give on Instagram is, not
Wow.
shockingly, change yourself, change your life. That's the bottom line. You want your business to change? You change you. That's your leaders are going to catch whatever it is you're serving. You serving negativity? You're serving stagnation? Are you rotting at your desk? Stop rotting at your desk and go get some movement in your life. Movement is movement. I'm sorry if it hurts your feelings that I'm telling you to go get some steps in, but the energy of moving your body translates to when you sit down, right? When you sit down at your desk. So I challenge my agency all the time, stop rotting at your desk. Desk rot is not sexy. Nobody's like, oh, let me start that job where I'm going to sit at my desk for 10 hours a day and gain 20 pounds and not like, no. The more time I have poured into me, the more my business has exploded. That is not a coincidence. But also at the same time, knowing I want a God did it story, not an I did it story. It makes too much sense to look at me and to say, well, obviously Kristina's business is growing. Look how she's changed her life. That's where I'm going to war with God right now, too. I'm like, I don't want this to make sense because it makes too much sense in people's head right now. Looking at like, oh yeah, Kristina's getting a 6-pack. Like, of course her business is growing. Like, she's getting ripped over there. My son actually said something to me, you guys, that I loved. I was like, dang, like, look at my muscles, kid. Like, mommy's getting so strong. And he said, you were always strong. You
Oh,
just had to uncover it. Every single one of you, you're already that person inside of you. You just have to uncover it. So I don't want a Kristina did it story because, yeah, look what I did. It's awesome. Look what I'm doing. It's awesome. But I know we're about to go to 300K issued like that. We'll be hitting 130 numbers before we can hit 130 because I don't want a Kristina did it. I want a God did it story. But I also have to be obedient to what he's called me to do. Right. And that's from the inside out for every single one of us. So, yeah, if you talk to me about why you're stuck, I'm going to say, what are you reading? What are you moving? How are you moving your body? What are you believing? What are you pouring into yourself? I'm going to make you do some silent walks. I'm going to challenge you to 10,000 steps a day because you can both get 10,000 steps a day and write some sick premium. You can both get 10,000 steps a day and hire a ton of people. And when that person is on the other side of your interview, they will feel your energy before they even get to know you. You've got to pour into you if you want this thing to look like you dream of it looking.
I have a
Yeah.
confession to make, Kristina.
Yeah.
I have some young up and coming lady leaders on my team, and I'm being selfish right now, but I think I'm speaking for a lot of our leaders, and they're just so inspired by you. They're just like, Frank, can you get Kristina on? I said, I think I can. She's busy. And just like that, how you give back, like Sarah Reineke talks about that second farm, or what is it, the second farm? How you're
Like a
giving
harvest.
second harvest that you're giving back, and you do it so well, so graciously. You're truly anointed. I really do believe that. I'm so inspired by this, guys. Sean, Master Kim, do you have anything for Kristina Watts? I can listen to her
Yeah.
probably the whole day and go on a 30-mile run right now because that's what I'm ready to do. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
I
Sean.
Well,
mean,
you
I'm
know,
yeah.
I am. I'm running a marathon this year too, because why
Yes.
not? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I will just say this, Christina, like I didn't get to meet you in personal level yet, but I mean, I'm just speechless because your drive and energy is very infectious and everybody's feeling it on this call and just so incredible journey you have, have done so far. But I can literally see you just going to the top, like nothing's gonna stop you. So congratulations with all the stuff
Thank
that you were able to accomplish.
Thank you. Well, like I
Yeah.
said, it all centers around the walk, right? The 30-minute silent walk, the January 1st walk, the walk with Marshall. And now we will walk through 130. No pushing, no striving. We will walk
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I would say sometimes as leaders, we are like, oh, we're busy doing this, so we're not gonna do that. And keep telling ourselves that. But yeah, it was very inspiring. Thank you for sharing your story.
Yeah. I mean, my honor.
Yep.
My honor. That's what I'm called to do.
Christina, I got a question for you. What would you say to people that are just like having a tough time getting started? They're just like they feel overwhelmed, or hey, they don't know if this is for them. I mean, because I know you've been down in that pit, right? You shared your story on stage, how you just were super, super broke, super, super depressed. I mean, you've been. I mean, if I recall, parts of that story on stage was you didn't have enough money for like electricity, or I mean, how bad was it? How bad was
So,
it?
I mean, we were still paying our bills, but like it was like we had to sell a rental house, we had to dip into 401k, like, I had to start selling things to be able to buy leads. Like, we had to get really, really, really creative, right? Like, really creative. We had lost everything. I had to create an income and I had to create it fast and then to do it from the most broken place of my life. This is not what I looked like in October of 2022. I literally was 125 pounds heavier and didn't recognize the version of me I saw in the mirror. I had almost
Right.
no confidence, but I had to believe that I was here for a reason. And I had to get to work to uncover this version of me. And so every
So
single one of you snuggle that struggle. Truly, if I could recommend a few books to you, 10x is easier than 2x. Change your life.
Mhm.
Okay. The Gap and the Gain, both by the same authors. You can choose to look at your hardships as negativity, or you can choose to look at months like my December. It's the greatest blessing of my life. for me, I choose to look at the hardships and the hard or the debt or the missed payments as the greatest blessing of my life. It doesn't define me, but it's the chance for me to claw myself out of the pit, to turn around and bring other people with me. Right? It's the greatest blessing in my life because it made me move and it made me change. And it made me get really real and honest, because when things are easy, you don't have to change.
Right.
Isn't the whole point of this to become the best version of ourselves? So God knew for me, I had to go through some struggle. I had to get in some pits. I had to get in some valleys to become the version of me that I was meant to be. So be so grateful for the pit or the valley you're in, because this means you're going to get to serve someone else walking through the same valley, but it is your duty to figure out how to get out, to figure out this system, to figure out leadership, to figure out your voice. It is your greatest job so that you can bring other people with you. One of my favorite quotes is, in a world full of look at me girls, be a come with me kind of girl.
Wow.
So change your life, or guy, change your life, but bring other people with you. That's your job.
Yeah.
Wow,
Wow.
so good. Come with me instead of look at me. Love it. How beautiful. Wow. Thank you for sharing. Appreciate the vulnerability though on stage. It was just incredible, and that was an incredible speech. And it's just we appreciate the time you took here, to pour in on our team. So incredible.
My honor.
All right, all right. Kristina Watts, everyone, go ahead. One last thing, Kristina, please. So I'm going to post that book, The Gap and the Gain. I'm
Mhm.
going to be posting that here. And then the other one was 10x is easier than 2x,
Correct.
right?
Yeah, I read that. It's a great book.
Okay, so that one's first. And then one last thing about the challenge for for 75 hard. Do you have any like a website that they can go to? And then Sean, might we, Master Kim,
Yeah.
commit to that? Because guess what? I've kind of have similar, but not as extreme, but it's time to take it to the next level. You've motivated me, and I think you've
Yeah.
motivated a ton of people.
Yeah, let's
And
make that the book of the month and start reading it. And
that's
I
it.
think it'll be awesome for conference. Let's do it.
All right.
Listen, the
Oh,
choice to 75 hard, it has to be so internal because it is so hard. It's named 75 hard for a reason. But I challenge you leaders to lead the way in that, because it is literally the walking embodiment of change your life, change your business. Be excited about the version of you that you will meet on day 75, because we got to lead the way in all things. Yeah.
so
Yeah,
awesome.
All right.
Yeah,
awesome.
thank you
All
so
right.
much for
And
having us.
yeah,
For
thank you
having.
for your time, Christina. Love having you here and looking forward to see you on stage as well. And yeah,
Yeah,
we'll love to meet you in person at conference too.
absolutely. I will see you guys there. Have a good day, guys.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you,
guys.
Christina.
Yeah.
Thank
Have a great
you.
week.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.